Greetings everyone, and Great here for another Agent Powers 4 replay. Spawn on the bottom left side as the green English, we have some sort of symbol. Spawn north top right side as the blue English, or not English, as the blue Delhi Sultanate. We have Zanmato. Zanmato. Of course, it's early echoing phase. Sounds like blue's finding a whole bunch of sheeps. Green does find a pair of sheep as well. Gold's being collected up almost immediately, as well as harvesting up some sheep. Blue does get a good number of sheep now back at home. It's not collecting a whole lot of sheep. In fact, he's primarily focused on the 4A. I wonder what has a better collection rate, sheep or 4A? I need to actually look that up. Green is now eyeing for a bit of lumber there. Blue's not really eyeing a whole lot of lumber. We do now have the Tower of Victory being built for blue, right here. Castle Hall being built up by green as well. This of course allowing access to the longbow and stuff. And the Tower of Victory, I can't remember what it does off the top of my head. Oh, but you got... I got a fight? Looks like just a scout receiving a bit of fire. Nothing too significant. You now see some archers being employed on up. Of course, it has the scholar influence and the scholar potential benefits. Over here in the center, we do have a handful of longbowmen and spearmen. Scout does receive a bit of fire there. And let me just move my microphone a little bit higher. There we go.
Let us go. Forward here.
We got a handful of longbowmen here. And the blue scout just more or less just keeping the area scouted out. We do have, looks like blue archers now advancing forward. The longbowmen do of course have a bit more damage and range, so this would be a good engagement for longbowmen in general, but they do receive a first strike there. I did see a bit of a Q move up there. He's trying to focus fire with his longbowmen, which was a good idea. Another blue archer does go down. One longbowman does go down as well. Spearmen are now advancing back from green. And blue's backing off with his fresh set of archers. A little bit of palisade walls being deployed now. We've got a very good number of longbowmen deployed out in the field. What is the other landmark for the English? I only ever see the council landmark. Sorry if you heard that. And right now I can't remember what the name, what the other landmark even does, since people just go for the council hall for the longbowmen. Because the council hall prevents you from needing to pull out any sort of barracks or archery range. Takes out one of the longbowmen right there. We still need a barracks for the spearmen, but you at least don't have to worry about pulling out any archery ranges because you get a fast production archery range unit. Good onto the longbowman there. Does get another kill there as well. Of course, they can build palisade walls with as Delhi Sultanate with these various forces right there. Green can, its archers can only eventually build battering rams and siege towers. Looks like Blue's got an eye for some early holy site captures, getting a scholar to capture the sacred site. Does give him a bit of extra gold generation as well. Right now he's at 0, and when the sacred site goes up, it should tell us how much he's getting. Oh, looks like the sacred site was interrupted there by the horseman, and he's going to be stabbing the scholar now. We got an wolf biting the heels of the spearman. Horseman now advancing forward. Does get a good focus fire onto that scout. Longbowman advancing forward, getting some good damage on the spearman. Green scouts getting some, or horsemen are getting some good damage there onto his opponent's scout or longbowman or archers. Wow, getting all the names mixed up. Blue scouts are in the line, getting some good damage there onto these longbowmen. All of Blue's archers are going down. He does have a couple of reinforcing longbowmen here. And green's longbow and blue, in fact, go down. Now there's just horsemen for both sides. Blue does have a superior number, but he does have a severely wounded force. Let's pick off focus on the wounded ones first. Very, very nice. Now these horsemen are going to be trying to pursue these archers. Spearmen advancing forward, trying to get some good damage onto these horsemen. More archers going down. And now Holy Site is being, or Sacred Site is being captured up now. Green's horsemen will in fact go down. And the Scholar does receive some hits there. Horsemen will be stabbed by those villagers and will be just taken out. Scholar's now receiving some hits as well. And now the Green's horseman is falling on back. Sacred Site has the capture progress has been resumed and now being fully captured up now. And that Scholar's gonna get some good healing on in. So we do have looks like the melee armor being researched by Green. And Blue's of course queuing up a bunch of research for his free research capabilities. Sacred Site was interrupted there, but there's just too many horsemen for him to interrupt it. And the Scholar does resume the capture. Oh, I thought Sacred Site does give a bit of gold income. I must have been mistaken about that. I think that's what it does in the campaign. Either way, do have now these villagers falling back away from these horsemen. One of the horsemen are quite wounded. These horsemen will be pursued as well. Have a bit of trouble. One of the villagers do go down right there. And now these villagers are getting forced back inside the town center. This horseman still being pursued. He may want to peel off a couple of them to engage these set of horsemen. And now the Sacred Site is being decaptured. Does receive some hits there since he made a turn. And the Sacred Site has been decaptured now. Green's now research wheelbarrow. Longbowman does get some good hits there on those horsemen. Archer's still advancing forward. Spearman does get taken out by a horseman, and now the Blue's horseman will overrun Green's longbowman. Green's horsemen are now trying to overrun his opponent's archers. No upgrades on this archer just yet, other than some pierce armor. Looks like Blue will pull out ahead, but still a costly victory for both sides. Green has going for more and more horsemen now. Since he knows his opponent's going for horsemen and archers, he's just trying to not to pull out longbowmen since our had diminishing returns versus these horsemen, especially with a +1 pierce armor. But now, also Blue's going to pull out some hardened spearmen. Looks like the Tower of Victory is currently active, being increased attack speed for those spearmen. And now Scholar's going to be pursued by these horsemen trying to be taken out, but nope, he actually does not take out that Scholar. A couple of horsemen may be picked off. He is picking out individual one of these archers, and Green will be falling back now. It does lose one of his horsemen there. Wood line's almost pretty well cleaned up. Do got a nice force here as well. And Green's horseman's going to be falling back. May want to get inside this palisade gate there to get and push for this infantry. More lumber camps. Now the spearman does take out a horseman and is going to pursue the other one. Second side being captured up. It does have a support of an archer and spearman. Over here, we got the horseman now being pursued. Over here, horseman does go down. Good volleys there onto the hardened spearman. And now we got the horseman over here being backed into a corner. Can't find a hole through the trees. Let's find actually an opening there. Now, second side has been captured up by blue. This horseman was going to run all the way back home, but looks like he'll be successful actually escaping on out of there. They do have good number horsemen here, as well as a pair of scholars as well. Or no, just scholar and spearman. Up north, looks like a horseman does go down to the villagers. Sacred site now being decaptured. Do also have a outpost being employed out here to protect this gold. Green sign to expand out to that gold likely. And the King's Palace is now being employed out by the English, which is a variation of town center. They now pursue those archers. They're concerned about those spearmen. Now the horsemen and spearmen advancing forward. Blue's archers now in the mix of everything as well. Green's horsemen looks like will manage to get to the archers. Blue's horsemen are trying to get to his opponent's spearmen, but getting tied up by a bit of everything. But looks like he is going to be successful. Both sides going to be losing most of their archers. Both for his villagers. Does get some good damage there on that villager. Takes it out and prevents the outpost from being pulled out. Green's force does get cleaned on up here. And now do have this wolf rolling around as these horsemen trying to find an opening. There may be an opening right there. And Note does get unghosted right there. Do now have the compound of the defender being pulled out. I'm not sure what that is. It says defensive landmark, so maybe just going to fire arrows. If it was going to just fire arrows, maybe a good idea to put on the front line. Horseman departure. Advancing forward, do now have all three secret sites captured up by blue, which should be no problem for green to decapture at least one. Blue has a good number of horsemen here. He could start advancing forward. Let's see, green has plenty of housing available, so doesn't worry about population caps at the moment. So burning down some housing won't do much. Green doesn't also have a large force, but he's getting out some knights now. Mostly just horsemen, archers, spearmen. No gold units to play out on blue. But now do have, of course, a heavy horseman for green. Now, blue has to pull out the Castle Age, getting a handful of research being queued up. More of the foray being collected. Here at Tower, is there a castle network? Multiple knights being pulled out and out. Looks like blue's now going for his own knights, or lancer I should say. Knights and lancers are basically the same thing, just different names of the unit. He captured this point over here, very nice. Blue's horseman is going to try and protect it. He does leave his archers in this region.
Obeisance is
He's now advancing forward with his horsemen, and blue's bowmen do deploy out a line of palisade walls there to be protected. Green's horseman or knight will go down right there, and green's knights here will overwhelm these archers no problem. He needs to make sure one of these gets the lead off and start decapturing the sacred site. Over here, the sacred site being decaptured by a single spearman. So green should be able to decapture the points. Lancers and knights have already engaged each other. If you got a single knight now in the back line. Kills off a spearman, now as well as a villager. Green does have a superior number of villagers by a small margin. And now you got this spearman getting overran, and the secret site has been neutralized, so no more secret site victory at the moment. Didn't go for any palings with his longbowman either. And it looks like Green's knights will get completely encircled by the horsemen and knights and lancers. But it looks like this man managed to find an opening there, and we're going back. We do, of course, have a scout, knights, and longbowmen in this region. We'll spawn nearby outpost for our castle network. Green's villagers trying to get back to his town center, going for some barracks here, and he's got a whole bunch of spearmen. Nice do manage to hold the line. will be falling back right now. A little bit battered and bruised. Blue's force is battered and bruised as well. Of course, we have the King's Palace as well as the Council in this region. Gain some basic arrow fire on his opponent. And Spearmen are just charging on 4 as well. Make it does get that knight there. Outpost does go down, and now Blue's eyeing for a forward keep. Second side is currently neutral over here. This looks like there's no scholar trying to rebuild it or reclaim it. Now you also have, looks like the early mana arms upgrades now being researched. Looks like Green's going to try to switch to mana arms, which may not exactly be great versus the Lancers, but they will be effective versus those archers. Let's see, 25, 37, 36, 24. I think just one less attack upgrade. So the Knights and Knights are basically the same. Just different names. These forces are going to be falling back. Knights do find an opening there. Spearmen charge on forward as well. And with his near frontal line foray bushes, Blue's able to keep his villagers on the front line. An outpost here. He will need to deploy out an outpost here for the castle network. Though that's pretty close to the castle network. Could be useful for the longbowmen, but not be useful for the knights to siege down the castle. Counterweight trebuchet now being pulled out. Eyeing the barrage down the King's Palace. You also have a spring gold upgrade as well. Oh, over here, you got a horseman and a spearman gain some damage onto these forces. But it looks like these villagers will go and shank those forces. Six side has been captured. This one has been neutralized, it's being recaptured as well. Counterweight trebuchet gains some good damage to the King's Palace. And over here, the knights are now sieging down this palisade gate. You now have a counterweight trebuchet being pulled out by Green. Maybe I'm to counter barrage his opponent's trebuchet, or maybe just trying to siege some keep. Keeps now on the siege. We have now another counterweight trebuchet deployed out in the field. And Blue's backing off north. Keeps now receiving a bit of fire. Archers now advancing. They also can deploy out stone defense as well. They may not be able to deploy out outposts, but it is to deploy out stone walls and stone towers. King's Palace now receiving quite a bit of fire. Horsemen and spearmen advancing forward. They do receive a lot of damage there from those archers. Blue's not coming in for a flank, trying to get some good damage on these forces. But Blue may be able to crack his opponent right now. Still 9 minutes remain in the second side victory. Green's Knights are advancing forward. His Green's Spearmen have gone down and try to get some more longbowmen as well. Our reserve of longbowmen being pulled out. He can always rally them inside the town center to get rate of fire going. And looks like Green's force reinforcements being picked off one at a time. He needs to get these longbowmen inside the town center, I'd say. You have a handful of mana arms put out. Town center and council hall receiving quite a bit of fire from that trebuchets. They also did deploy out a tower over here, interestingly enough, an outpost. And the farm will be burned down. Blue's not going for another forward keep. Green needs, I would say, battering rams. The problem is there's just too much cavalry in the field. Does get out another counterweight trebuchet. Trying to barrage down that fresh keep. And the knight does go down. Sacred Site, 7 minutes, 50 seconds remaining. In actuality, if this Sacred landmark goes down, that's going to be game over. He actually may get an Annihilation victory. Is that considered Annihilation destroying all the landmarks? Or is that just when you destroy everything? Yeah, same difference at this point in time. Keep now being repaired up in combat as well. He needs to get out villagers to start repairing this keep, because if this goes down, he loses. Looks like this monk is trying to capture and decapture this point. What is that symbol above the monk's head? The Sacred Site's still being decaptured, or being paused. And the villagers do clean up the villagers. Because English villagers aren't quite good. And Town Center is on fire, and that is the end of the game. This is Great saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay.